Today on the computer I get a notification that the system battery is low. So I knew I was going to have to replace that coin cell battery, which isn't easy on a small form factor computer, by the way. So I got the manual out, and then I see that just to replace the coin cell battery, you have to take the cover off, then remove the front bezel, then the drive cage, then the system fan, and then you have to remove the heatsink and processor, and then the power supply, just to get to the coin cell battery. Not an easy task. A few years ago, the power supply went out in my Dell desktop computer. The power supply needed either a 12 volt or a 6 volt, I'm not really sure which, but I took it to a computer repair store not too far from here, and some Middle Eastern guy helped me out with that. He didn't have the right power supply, but he was still able to get it in there, kind of maneuver it all around. There were some wires sticking out, but it worked. It worked properly for another 2 or 3 years before I donated the computer. So he was the first guy I thought of when the coin cell battery went dead in my Dell small form factor desktop computer. Small form factor meaning everything is so tightly crammed in there, it's impossible. And looking at the manual to see how many components I had to remove to get to the coin cell battery, I thought maybe better just to call him up. And he was still in business, and he was going to come over at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was about noon, and he was going to do that for me. Nice guy, real nice guy. So we got off the phone, but I thought, well, just for the heck of it, I'm going to open the back of the computer. And what I saw was that I was able to get to the coin cell battery without removing 6 components like the manual describes. So I only was required to remove the hard drive. I just pulled it apart, flipped it over to clear where the battery compartment was, popped the battery out, replace it, flipped the hard drive back over, mounted in there again, cover back on, everything was good. I called the guy up and I got him just in time. Told him no need to come over. I must have been thinking about a different computer because I was able to do this. It wasn't as hard as I thought. So he was nice. Okay, well, in the future, if you need my services, you can call me anytime. I said, great. I'm glad to know you're still in business. And so everything turned out well. So I guess that was my story. Well, not quite. Yeah, there's a little bit more to the story. This is part 2. I knew that to get that coin cell battery out, I was going to need a tiny screwdriver. And I have this one. It's used for removing screws from eyeglasses when they fall out. So this is the one that I used. I pulled it out, popped the coin cell battery out with it, replaced the battery, covered up the computer, went to put the screwdriver away, and I see there's no red cap on it. I thought, oh no, did I drop the cap inside the computer case now that it's all covered up and back in use again? I look all over the floor, in all the rooms. I retraced my steps, couldn't find the red cap, threw the screwdriver away, go back to put the little Ziploc bag away, and there's the red cap. It was in there the whole time. Go back into the trash can, find the screwdriver, replace the cap. About that time, Karen was getting home from the post office. I told her about the story and decided to repeat the whole thing again today, and I hope you like part 1 and part 2 of the story from the chain of events from yesterday. Thanks so much for watching.